What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here. So I actually won't be able to do reviews for the next few weeks, and that's not in response to today or Wednesday. This is just something that was already planned. I won't be able to have time to do any recordings for the next few weeks. So I might have time maybe to do some shorts, but honestly, after today, I kind of feel like I might stick to just doing plastic podcasts for the rest of the season and just talking about, maybe 3 to 5 games at a time because I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can watch this for the rest of the season. Again, I know our form is all over the place, so who knows? Next game we could show up and suddenly turn in a great performance because that's just our team this season. We are a massive inconsistencies because we brought in all these young, inexperienced players. But yeah, I mean, it's getting to a point now where I feel like whenever I go into doing a review, I'm either coming in super pissed off or slightly pissed off. And it's getting to a point where I how am I supposed to talk about it? It's all the same stuff I've been saying. Ever since Boehly took over this club, it's been the same stuff. Because he's an idiot. He is an idiot that bought our club and is now running it into the ground with his dumbass policies, his dumbass transfer ideas, his dumbass business ideas. That's what it's been. That's what I've been talking about for the past 2 years, and that's where we still are. And something's got to give. Either the fans have to just do massive boycott and just all stand together and say, get this idiot out of our club, or Boehly has got to use his brain and go, you know what? I tried this idea. I wanted to see maybe we get in all these young, talented players and we put them all together just like I do in baseball, and maybe that'll work. Because baseball and soccer are like this, right? They're so similar. If you're wondering, yes, I am slapping the shit out of my forehead right now, and no, I don't feel anything because I did it throughout the entire game, so it's numb now. It's that simple. It is that simple. Your transfer policies are stupid. You brought in these young players on long, cushy deals, and it breeds complacency. It's got so much inexperience out there. They keep showing the graphic. We're the highest team in yellow cards and red cards this season, and that all comes from being young, stupid, and inexperienced. Thank you, Boehly, for doing that. We would prefer to see a bunch of young, talented players throw their lives away because they're just like, you know what? I've got no pressure. I mean, what are they going to do? Not play me? What are they going to do? Play some guy that's even worse than I am coming off the bench? There's no pressure on any of these players to turn their form around, to get things going again. People are talking about, it's, lack of confidence. Once they get that confidence in them, then things will turn. No, it's not about confidence. It's about complacency. It's about laziness. It's about feeling comfortable. Because what pressure is there on them? We're not going to be able to sell them because we brought them in for a ridiculous amount of money. Most of them have at least 5 years on their contract left, so they're here for a while until we run down their contract. And again, you're not going to bring in a player like Caicedo for that amount of money, and then even though he's giving away goals and responsible for goals, you're not just going to be like, you're going to sit the bench now, because you're wasting money then. You put him on so much money that you feel like you have to play him, even whenever he's clearly not fitted for this team. So Boehly has ruined the club. And unless he changes very soon, unless we go into the next summer window going, all right, well, let's actually try to do this differently. Let's bring in experienced players who know what they're doing, who are not just young and dumb. Let's not bring them in for long, long, long contracts on big money. Let's just try to develop a team here first before we try to do a long-term plan. Because that's the thing. You're trying to do this long-term foundation thing. You got to build the foundation first. It's one of those things where, this is trying to build a foundation. We're trying to build a long-term team. Yeah, you got to stay in the Premier League to do that. We're not going to do that with these guys. Because again, you're hoping that they're going to be successful. Most of them are not. I'm watching most of these players going, they're not going to be successful at the Premier League level. Unless something drastic changes. And most of those drastic changes would be illegal, like performance enhancing drugs. That's the only way some of these guys will ever be successful in the Premier League. So to build a foundation, you have to actually make sure you're using solid stuff, and you're not. You're using weak ass stuff that's going to crumble under the slightest bit of pressure. So it's ridiculous. The season's chalked. A week and a half ago, we were making it into the final. We were in, chance to play the FA Cup at home against another Premier League side, chance to move further on. Now, a week and a half later, we're going away where we've lost 6 out of 7 games. We are facing a team that just whooped us 4-1. And now we're bottom half of the table after getting whooped at home. Within a week and a half, everything just gone. All the good feeling, all that feeling of, hey, maybe we're building up momentum. Hey, maybe things are starting to look up a little bit. All that feeling, completely gone in a week and a half, because that's what you get when you freaking bring in all these young, inexperienced idiots that aren't going to play together as a team, aren't actually going to work together because they don't all fit into one system, and most of them that are going to be somewhat quality are probably injured because you're not bringing in a good physio team. You got all these different issues at this club, and nothing's changing. It's all the same. Past 2 years, it's been all the same. It's been the same from the start. It's still the same now. We just finished January, and it's still the same. We did not look to make any changes to this team at all. We loaned out 2 strikers, one of which just scored 2 for another Premier League side. So people could say I'm negative or whatever. I don't give a crap at this point. Like, my point in complaining about this and bringing up these issues and getting angry about this is because I am a fan of this club. I want this club to succeed. I want this club to do well. And I'm looking at the owner. I'm looking at the players we have in there right now, and I'm looking at the manager. I do not see how we're going to be successful with this setup. It starts from the owner, because he's the one making a lot of these dumbass decisions. But then you look at the players, that's got to improve. You've got to bring in better players. You've got to bring in more quality players. You got to bring in more experienced players. You can't keep going for, hey, let's just build our team around all these young 20s. You got to bring in guys that know what they're doing, that are confident, that are not just going to crumble under the littlest bit of pressure. You give away a goal, and suddenly it's like, we were cruising. We scored that first goal. It was like, all right, and then we give away a goal almost instantly. And then from then on out, it just looked like Wolves were about to dominate this game. I mean, we did not look comfortable going forward. We looked shaky in the back. It was very much a one goal and suddenly, heads drop. We're at home where all the fans are looking to us to turn things around, but we're just gonna throw our arms up and go, Every time, we get touched, we're going to fall over and be like, oh, the referees are against us today. So anyways, that was my long rant about the state of the club right now. Looking at the game today, individual performances, Pochettino just starting it off. Yeah, it's one of those, the formation doesn't suit these players. The formation doesn't work anymore. We can't go with the back 4 anymore with the lack of quality in defense we have. We need to start playing with the back 3 and wing backs because we do not have the quality back there to play with the back 4. And it's been one of those things that you keep hoping, maybe things will improve. Maybe things will get better. You keep hoping, and every single game it just keeps proving that no, we need to change our back line. Because this back 4, Silva, again, he's a great player. I think he's a quality player. He's not functional in a back 4. At least not more than one game in a week. If you're going to play him in a back 4, he's going to need a break in between, a week of games. He's going to need a break at some point because he cannot physically do that. If he's sitting in the center of a back 3, maybe. But back 4, it's not going to happen. Formation needs to change. He needs to stop playing Caicedo. Don't know why he keeps going to that. Needs to stop turning to Mudryk as one of his subs off the bench to make a change because it's not going to make a change. So, yeah, it's just a lot of issues. Some of it are not his fault. Some of them are. And it's at this point, it's more so for me a quality manager will at least keep the team competitive. You can't help the quality that you have out there. You can't help that some players, some of your starting players are injured. You can't help any of that. But in the games against the mid-table teams at home, those are the games where you should at least be getting the team turned up to play. They should at least be turning out and getting out there and going, okay, yeah, let's play, let's do this. And then when you go a goal down, you go 2 goals down before halftime, that's when you get into them at halftime and go, hey, let's go. Turn your heads up. Let's go. You're better than this. Let's get out there. Let's show them what we're made of. But instead, it looked like we came out and everybody was just so depressed, didn't want to be there, and then 3. So, yeah, there are a lot of issues. Again, not all Pochettino's fault, but there are issues that I'm looking at going, you know what? He's not the guy. He's not the guy we need. I was hoping he was going to be. I gave him a lot of chances. I gave him a lot of grace for a large portion. There are several moments where if this were a lesser manager, if this were Potter, there were several moments early on this season where I would have instantly just been like, nope, not the guy. Not the guy we need. So this is me being graceful, giving him until this point to finally say, he's not the guy. We need to move on. We need to get a better manager. We need better motivators, better tactics, just in general around this club. Petrovic in goal. I mean, again, I can't look at any of those 4 goals and say any of them were directly his fault. You got 2 massive deflections. Actually, I think they had 3 massive deflections, now I'm thinking about it. Is that right? The first one was definitely deflection off of Silva. Second one was deflection off of Disasi. What was the third one? The third one I just remember was a bit of a breakaway. And then obviously the fourth one was a penalty. I don't know. It's just, I look at all these, I'm thinking, not much he can do, unfortunately. So it's hard to really say. He's not the best keeper. I wouldn't say he's world class anywhere near it. We haven't had a world class keeper at our club, honestly, since Czech, if I'm being honest. I wouldn't even grant Courtois that. So it's just, Courtois had at least the capability of commanding his box in the air, but there are a lot of gaps in his game. So we've just, since Czech, it's been kind of a downhill trajectory. Courtois he was still good, not great, and then we dropped down to Kepa, and then we brought in Mendy, and for a second it looked like, okay, maybe we have some quality, and then he showed he wasn't quality, so he and Kepa are both down here now. And then stick with Kepa, and then we decide, no, Kepa, we're going to go with Sanchez, and that took an even further dip down. And now Petrovic is just riding that Kepa line, I would say. So it's not good enough back there. We need a keeper that's going to command the box and is also going to make some world-class saves to keep us in the game sometimes. But, again, today I'm not going to blame any of those on Petrovic because there's not really much he could do. Gusto was combating Caicedo for being the worst player on the pitch today. So many dumb decisions, so many moments of inexperience and idiocy. It's just so much from him that I'm looking at him going, yeah, definitely, I'd prefer to have him out there over Gilchrist, who is also young, but at the very least turns up with a decent performance. Doesn't do anything boneheaded like Gusto can do. Disasi in the center, I mean, like I've said before, I prefer him out on the right back only because he's so mistake and error prone that if you put him in center back, there's a chance that mistake or that error could be costly. If he does that at right back, at least there's somebody behind him to make up for that. So, especially Gusto and Disasi on the ball, though, today was our worst part of the game, in my opinion. Because just watching them pass around in the back as Wolves are putting high press on us. First of all, after we go a goal down as well, that's where it gets really frustrating because I'm thinking, yeah, this is what I want to see. I want to see us keep trying to give the ball away in defense instead of getting it down the field to go score and equalize this thing. That's what I want to see. That's what we all want to see, right? But yeah, those two in particular were definitely the worst when it came to moving the ball because they're so slow. Their touch is not good. Their passing is very erratic. It's one of those things that I'm looking at it going, Pochettino, we just dominated Middlesbrough in the Carabao Cup because they did stupid shit like this, and now we're doing it? Why? Why do we want to be stupid? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are you trying to get sacked right now? And then we get to Silva. I mean, like I said, he's not the physically capable player that we've seen before. anymore. He's very smart, he's a very intelligent defender. I think he's still got a lot of quality to him, but I mean, he can't play. What was it, Tuesday and then Friday and then Wednesday and then Saturday and then Wednesday again and then Sunday. Like, he can't do that. And he's played full 90 for all of them. So you're getting what you kind of should be expecting from him, if I'm being honest, because we've seen before that he's not capable of doing that. And then Chilwell on the left side, I mean, like I said, I was a bit hopeful after his return against Middlesbrough, but no, he's not looking good. Very slow, very off the pace. A lot of dumb decisions as well. So it's just one of those things. He's coming back, and you're hoping maybe that will lift the team a little bit. I mean, he's got the captain's armband as well, so you're kind of hoping maybe that'll lift the group. And no, it's not. It's, if anything, it's kind of brought some players down a little bit. So it's just not good enough, in my opinion. In the center, Fernandez, he's been more influential in the past, so it's one of those, for his standard, the standard he's set for himself this season, I would say he was well below standard today. He was not good. His standard performance on a normal scale of 1 to 10, I would say he's typically 8 or 9. Like, he looks good, he controls the midfield with his passes, he's very creative. Today, he did none of that for us. So I would say 4 or 5 for him today. Caicedo, I mean, do I have to talk about his performance? He gave away the 2 first goals. The first one with the giveaway in midfield, and then just tried to foul the guy instead of actually, defending like a defensive midfielder should. The second one completely loses track of his runner, so the guy just easily walks into the box under no pressure and then plays it off of Disasi's heel and goes in. And then the second half, I mean, just kept getting worse. He was trying to give them a third goal. He kept fouling them from right outside the box. Just, here you go. Here, have this easy free kick right outside the box. Score a third. I don't care. It's basic stuff. If you played the game before, if somebody asks you, hey, if you're a defender, if you're a defensive player, and the attacker has the ball, and you're defending him, which side of him should you defend from? And most people are going to say, goal side. I'm going to get goal side of him. I'm going to get between him and the goal. It's very simple stuff. It's stuff that anybody should know. Caicedo apparently doesn't know this, because he continues multiple times to defend from behind. Opposite of goal side. It happens. I lost count. There was one point the guy just sort of waltzed in between him and Gusto, and instead of trying to get back around him, he just starts kicking at his heels. Thankfully, the guy doesn't go down because it was in a dangerous position, but that was his best move of defense. Oh, crap, he ran past me. Kick. Don't understand that. And again, those 2 fouls that he gave away right outside top of the box, those were just simple. Yeah, I'm too lazy to try to get around them. I'm too lazy to stand them up and try to defend. So let me just whack them down from behind. Gusto was kind of the same way. He at least got a touch on the ball. But still, the penalty he gave away was just, you know what? I'm too lazy to stand him up and try to run with him and put him off. So let me just slide. It doesn't matter if you get the ball. You're sliding from behind. Most referees are going to give that. It's just a fact. So it's just boneheaded decisions, and unfortunately, again, what else have we got in the midfield? What else do we have? Gallagher, who is kind of hit or miss these days. And then past that, I mean, Ugachukwu and Lavia are both injured, but even if Ugachukwu wasn't, he's not quality. So we've got nothing in the midfield except for Fernandez and Caicedo, really. So that's what Boehly has given us. But with that being said, I do think Gallagher would be a better option in there than Caicedo. Just saying. Don't know why we're not trying that. Don't know why Gallagher is still the one we're going to as center attacking mid. Because guess what? Today, it didn't work. Again. It hasn't worked. What is this? 3 games in a row now that we've done that? We've tried Gallagher in behind the striker. First 2 times it was Palmer as the striker, and obviously that's not going to work. Today it was Nkuku. And once again, Gallagher, one of our most ineffective players on the pitch. Because he's not good whenever we're playing a team that's going to pack it in. Now, granted, Anfield, you would think, well, maybe that would be, but ultimately, unfortunately, the way they play, the way Liverpool play typically, is a bit more of a we're going to all defend in a group and then we're going to break out together with high pace. They're not the team that's going to press you high and knock it around in the back a whole lot. They are very much a we get the ball, we're out. We're not knocking around all doing all this stupid like Pep Guardiola stuff around the back. We are gone. So that's one where it's a Big Six team, so you would think they would keep a bit more possession. Maybe Gallagher could be a bit more effective, but it's not a Big Six team that are going to keep a lot of possession. So, but yeah, no, today, I mean, just it showed, again, that's not his position. It's not where he's good. I'm pretty sure I was saying this. Was I saying this last? No, last season was a bit different because if it was one of those, Mount wasn't good in front of goal, but he was good at winning the ball back. Gallagher was actually good last season in front of goal. He was pretty effective. And so it was actually swapped where Potter kept trying him deeper and Mount more forward. But this season, Gallagher's been awful in front of goal. So I don't want to see him up there anymore. I'd prefer to see him deeper. But of course, we're not going to do that because we got to play Caicedo for some reason. Sterling on the left side. Yeah, Sterling was just not good. It's just, I don't know. He has those moments where all of a sudden he does something and you're thinking, oh, okay, yeah, maybe he's good. Maybe he can do something. And then he has like 4 or 5 moments right after that where you're thinking, why did we buy him? Why did we go and get him? What is he even good at doing? Outside of giving the ball away, what is he even good at doing? And then Palmer on the right-hand side, I mean, that's also not his position. The one thing that he can try from there is to cut inside on his left and have a shot, but even then, most of the time it doesn't work because they know just cut off that curler to the back post, and so he tries to do all this other stuff where he tries to cut it back, or he'll try to cut it near post, and I don't know, he's not as effective doing this cut inside and having a shot. Like I don't see him doing that a whole lot. I feel like when I see him doing something effective, it's whenever he's picking the ball up in the middle and then making a pass. I mean, one of his best moments in the second half, he picks it up, he's a little bit more central, and he finds a great pass over the top to Chilwell, but then, of course, drops back to Sterling, and Sterling decides, hey, I don't want to score today. So I don't get why we keep moving him out of the center. Why? We've had so many moments where at 10, he looks great. At 10, he looks effective. At the number 10, he looks like a number 10. And then for whatever reason, we see that. We see how it works against Middlesbrough in the second leg. And then all of a sudden, false nine, out on the wing. Why? Why do we keep wanting to handicap our best player? I don't get that. It's so frustrating. I know we don't have a whole lot of wings right now. I know Sterling is probably the best option you got, which is scary because Mudryk and Madueke are just not there, not even close. But still, why would you not want to keep your best player in his best position? And then from there, figure out the rest of the team. If that means you got to drop Gallagher or play him deeper or play him out wide, I think that's a better option than moving your best player out wide where he's less effective. At least it's not false nine. I will grant him that. It goes, as far as quality of Palmer in different positions, false nine, wing, number 10. Nkunku up top, I mean, had some moments of quality, but then also had some moments where you can tell he's not ready yet. I'm hoping he will be. I'm hoping he'll grow into it and he'll get better. But yeah, right now it's not coming off for him. He works hard, which is good. And I do want to see him and Jackson on the field together. I think I'd prefer to see Nkunku maybe wider, but we'll see what they decide to do with that. But I think once we have him on the pitch more often and he grows into the team a bit more, I do think we'll be a bit more effective going forward. Of course, it's not going to change how good we are in defense, but at the very least, we'll be scoring goals. So maybe we'll just get lucky and have some games where the other team can't find the net for whatever reason. As far as the subs that came on, Jackson was the first one on, I think, for Caicedo, which changed the team around a little bit more to how I wanted to see it. You had Nkunku sitting in behind with Gallagher dropped deeper, but it still had Palmer out wide, which I think is still not great. And then right after that is when they scored the third goal. So at that point, it was just like, yeah, this game's chalked at this point. So, yeah, and Jackson didn't see a whole lot from him. He's coming back from the African Cup of Nations, so I'm sure it'll take a second for him to get his feet back after traveling that much. But I mean, he worked hard, just nothing quality from him that I saw. The next one was Chukwuemeka and Mudryk, which, of course, Mudryk came on and did about what I expected. Chukwuemeka I was a little disappointed in because I wanted to see him a bit more. I wanted to see what he could bring, and I felt like he was a little too selfish, and there were moments when looked like he was trying to do something, but what he was trying to do was ill-advised, because you have three options over here, you've made a good move, but instead of using those three options, you try to do another good move, and then it goes right into the defender. Just a few too many moments of that from him today. And then Badiashile and Gilchrist were the next ones on for the two fullbacks. And again, I think Gilchrist should be starting over Gusto, but he's coming in a game where it's already over. It's 4-1 at that point. And the Badiashile is just, I don't even know why Badiashile even came on the pitch, if I'm being perfectly honest, because I would have assumed that we would see by now that he's not good enough, that he needs to stop playing. But I guess not. I guess Pochettino's still like, yeah, let's go. I believe in this guy. Even though he gives up a lot of goals and he's not a good defender and he's bad with the ball, I still believe in this guy. I still think he's got some quality to him. Again, I think we'd be better suited going to our youth team at this point than Badiashile. Or Caicedo, now that I think about it. But anyways, I mean, that's it for me. Like I said, over the next few weeks, I won't really be able to do reviews. If I have time, if I feel like I have something to say, I might do some shorts, just quickly talk through player ratings or something. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm looking at the next few weeks. I'm not confident about anything right now. I feel like I'm kind of at a point where I guess we'll see how the next few weeks go. Over the next few weeks, obviously we've got Aston Villa away in the FA Cup, which, again, our road form is so bad, I don't expect to win that. We've got Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final, which, again, 4-1 loss, so not confident about that one. And then I know we've got Palace next in the league, which they're probably about to sack Roy Hodgson, which typically whenever managers get replaced and then come play Chelsea, it ends pretty well for that the team that just replaced the manager. So yeah, I'm looking at the next few weeks going, I'm not looking forward to any of these anymore. I'm not looking forward to any of them. So if things go really, really bad over the next few weeks, I might end up just kind of having those plastic podcasts, having moments just to talk about certain things throughout the season, maybe do a quick rundown of some games, because I don't want to put that much time and energy into a team that clearly it's not the same Chelsea team that I've grown to love. This is a completely new team. It's a new era under an owner that doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And I think, again, it's got to come down to either he's got to realize he's being a dumbass and change his ways, or the fans have to rise up and do something about it. I don't know what. Obviously, nothing violent. I'm not at all saying, yeah, go get that guy. But there are ways that we can speak. There are ways that we can use our power to say, we want a new owner. We're sick of what you're doing. Either change or get out. And I think, honestly, boycotting games is one way to do that. I think it's a very effective way, because if they're not getting money from the fans, I guarantee that there will be some changes. So something's got to be done, though. Whether it's, again, protest, boycott, whatever, we need the fans. Obviously, I'm all the way over in America, so it's not like I can do anything about it from here. But the fans that are there, that are in the stadiums, that can actually be there and show the voice of the fans as a whole, they need to start doing something soon, because if not, we're just going to be stuck with this mediocre boss until eventually it's either something's got to give. Either we're finally going to start to see some change from Boehly, and we're finally going to start to see some quality players brought in, and we're going to see positive changes, or the wheels are going to fall off, we're going to get relegated, and it's all going to go to complete shit. One of the two. I really hope it's the first one, but if we don't get Boehly out, I could very well see us being relegated within the next few years, because he's clearly he doesn't understand what he's doing. So, with all that being said, though, that's it for me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What were your thoughts on the game today? Let me know. We can talk about and discuss all that good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future Chelsea reviews, and I'll see you guys whenever. Peace out.